Appalachia. Let's talk everything about Appalachia and beyond. Your hosts, Lee, Tiff, and Jay. Look, that's an old favorite song one. Look at this. Look, come here. No, come here, Sean. Jeez. Anyway, and here is your host, Lee, Tiff, and Jay.
About time you got it right.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Laugh Appalachia. I hope everybody's having a great week out there. We have Jay in here with me.
How y'all doing? How you doing?
And instead of Tiff, we have an old favorite back with us. What's up, Lawrence?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Gentiles and friends.
Lawrence is back.
Lawrence is back.
Yay!
Tiff is, who knows this week?
Knows?
Tiff's never here.
Where is she exercising this week?
I honestly don't remember.
I don't remember either.
She told us. We're just jerks that don't listen.
She said, "Hey guys,
I won't be here this week. That's what we heard. I won't be here this week. So, Tiff, have fun wherever you are, whatever you're doing with whoever you're with.
Tell us next week what you did."
Yeah, y'all will find out next week, as will we.
Yep.
Some fun news and local news, I guess you should say. One of the few West Virginia celebrities out there, Jennifer Garner, came home to help out with some flood relief. She raised, I believe the figure was $500,000 towards helping get Herbert Hoover, which was a high school that was damaged in all the flooding recently.
Yeah.
She raised $500,000 in one night to help them build a new high school.
She's not even a Hoover girl either, which is kind of cool. And I guess they need to spend $12 million to replace just Hoover High School. So, hats off to her. Got $500,000.
Raised a lot of money, raised a lot of funds, did a great job.
Kind of restores your faith in humanity a little bit.
A little bit.
That's what Jennifer Garner does to us. She's awesome.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're gonna spend a few minutes talking. Lawrence.
Yes, sir.
Where you
Jay,
been?
yeah.
What's going on? I'll tell you what. Here's what I know from what I know. Last week we talked about the little interview we did with you about your show. And I tell you what, I saw your show last Saturday. It was Sherlock Holmes and
The Beast of Whitechapel.
The Beast of Whitechapel. Thank you.
Just so you all know,
I almost said the ghost. Sorry.
I'm still the jerk here. I'm the one who hasn't seen it.
You missed out. It's great.
Yeah.
I loved it, so I knew what you were doing. But tell us a little bit about, again, I mean, I was so infatuated watching it and watching how you got into it physically and mentally, into the role of Moriarty. Tell me a little bit more about it, and tell everyone what you've been up to. I mean, I'm sure people want to know.
Well, when you create something really good and you get creative, you have to have a lot of help. And we created the first Sherlock Holmes production in the history of the Charleston Metro. So, when it's cast correctly and it's written correctly,
oh yeah, it definitely is.
You can't really lose. I had the opportunity to direct it, and it really was not my intent to play a part. It was just to write the script and maybe direct a little bit, but it was not my intent at all to act. So
it really wasn't?
No, it wasn't.
I mean, out of watching it, you were the most impressive, I thought.
I was 129 pounds bigger last year when I was writing this thing.
Oh, wow.
And I just didn't think I could do it. And once it sort of got in my head that, well, yeah, you can create Moriarty how you want him to be created.
Right.
And then so I just started the program, lost a bunch of weight, and got on stage.
You did, because I thought you were more impressive than Sherlock Holmes was. I mean,
Oh.
I liked Sherlock Holmes, the guy who played it, John
Johnson.
John Johnson. Yeah,
Yes.
He played Sherlock Holmes, and he did a good job. I enjoyed it. I really thought that the evilness and you reached so far into the emotion of Moriarty and where he was at in the story that I was more compelled by his story than I was Sherlock Holmes.
Well,
and you were so physically demanding it. You were throwing yourself all over the stage. You were yelling. You scared the crap out of me. You were doing it all, man. I was all about it. I was like, yeah, LB, man, go for it.
Well, I don't remember what happens during performances, to be honest. I
do. It was awesome.
I just kind of get into this zone where I just relax and go into it. It's a really dark psychological thing. It's where you take what you're afraid of the most, how you feel on politics, how you feel on everything, and what are those little things in your life. And this guy had a really, really, really bad day.
Yeah,
and
you could say so.
That turned him into the legend really that he is. But as for the physical stuff, it had to happen.
Yeah, and you guys wrote the story.
Yes.
Okay. And those were off of the works of
Public domain works of
Right.
Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Yes.
Okay, now you guys had a little bit of a twist in there, and you had a little bit of the.
Yes.
You want to explain more about the twist a little bit?
I don't want
Without
to.
giving it away?
I don't want to explain too much.
Okay.
But let's put it this way: the title gives you a sense of
Yes.
what the story is going to be about. Just
Yes.
the title.
Yes, the Beast of Whitechapel.
And,
Definitely. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, but actually, really, what I thought made the performance solid. I've seen some clips.
Okay.
Was Aubrey Roberts, and she was the.
She was good. She was hot too. I thought she was sexy. I mean, I did. I was like, man, yeah.
But she is her presence kind of works on him and makes him more human.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I really don't remember what I did, so it's kind of weird to say, oh yeah.
So you were just caught in a trance and didn't realize it. Huh?
This is what happens. I
Okay.
walk into the Alban.
How does it happen for you? Tell me, Albie.
I walk into the Alban. I put on my clothes. I black out, and then
That's usually what happens to me after I'm drinking.
Yeah, I have many locations I can give that description.
Sometimes my clothes come off and I don't know why, and I
and
wake
then,
up and go, oh my.
And then I wake up and I'm sweaty and I'm a little sore and
that's
Same description, yeah.
Same here, yeah.
I'm getting on stage and gonna take my bows, and
See,
that's
I'm not on stage.
that's what I remember. Really.
Sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not.
Sometimes you're on stages in the hot sweats and get. Never mind.
But we're actually still touring. In October. We're gonna hit it hard again in
So,
Fayetteville and
I like to hit it hard too,
Parkersburg.
but you guys are done in St. Albans.
Yes, we're done
Okay.
in St. Albans. Fantastic. I mean, it was very, very, very successful. More
Yeah.
successful than what I thought it was going to be.
So everybody was happy down at the Alban Theater, and everybody was happy with the results. And
the Sherlockian Society gave us 2 thumbs up. We've got
what's that mean? So there's only 2 people judging, or just
no,
one
no,
guy
no.
doing it?
There was a lot of people,
I mean,
and
there could be a lot of guys putting thumbs up, and 2 doesn't sound great.
the most important
That's
was
true.
the
Yeah.
head of the Sherlockian Society. His name
Okay.
is Dale Morton. He's an award-winning makeup artist, and he
Oh.
owns his own business. But he's the co-founder of the Sherlockian Society.
So his thumbs are legit.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
His
so,
thumbs matter.
Yeah.
So I guess acclaimed would be the word. I don't want to use that. It sounds kind of pompous, but it's true.
Okay. I loved it, by the way. Again, that's
Thank
Sherlock
you.
Holmes,
And the Beast of Whitechapel.
Beast of Whitechapel. I saw it. Lee, you suck. You didn't see it, but I loved it.
Not
and
yet.
Thank
I
you.
can drive to Fayetteville.
You need to
Don't
do
you
it.
doubt me.
Fayetteville
You
and
need to do
Parkersburg.
it.
But it's
I just ate at a barbecue place in Parkersburg that was amazing. I talked about it a few weeks ago. Oh,
you?
it's so good. Yeah.
I want to.
Smoking butt barbecue.
Smoking Butt Barbecue. I've been there.
Oh, it's so delicious.
It's good. It's good.
That's my
Did you
nickname.
try the hot dogs? Smoking Butt.
I did not
That's
have
my
the hot
nickname.
dogs.
Yeah.
Oh, while we're on hot dogs, I don't know if you all saw this week. There's some.
Are they
there's
smoky?
There's some tragic
Oh, no.
hot dog news.
What?
Why?
Someone tried to smoke them and ruined them?
Well, apparently,
Oh.
Bar S Foods Company is recalling 350,000 pounds of hot dogs and corn dogs.
Ooh, that's going to
Because
get into your
of
diet.
potential listeria.
Oh,
yeah, if the
dear.
price of hot dogs goes up, I'm going to be angry.
Oh,
That's
the-
going to bother me.
The price of what?
Hot dogs.
Hysteria?
Listeria.
Listeria.
That's when I started to lose weight during that high school tournament when you were stuffing your face with
Oh,
the
yeah.
with the Gutter
That was-
Mountain nachos,
that was a year
and then you
ago,
looked
yeah.
at me really weird. It's like, why aren't you taking the bun off of your hot dog? And that's when I started that process.
Oh, so you
very,
already got hit by the hot dogs.
very warm in my heart.
Yeah,
hot dogs.
fairly.
Yes.
Oh.
Hot dogs have a very special place in my heart.
Wow.
Well, there's something else that has a special place in your head, Lawrence. I understand you have a little bit of an injury
Yeah, I
recently.
see, I see
Yes.
the hair going over this. Wow, look at that cranium.
Yes.
What did you do?
Okay. We were rehearsing,
My
and not to
goodness.
give anything away, but
Hold on,
there's
is yours not a zit?
no, it's not a zit. It's,
Okay,
it's a dent.
That is a
It's
dent.
a dent. Yes.
Hold on, let me just look at that.
There's some
thing.
shadowing here.
That
There's
is
some shadowing.
I mean, look at that.
Well, I
thing.
have
There's
good
some, like,
I have good makeup
discoloration.
people put on stage that
Apparently.
they cover it up. Okay, so we're rehearsing, and not to give too much away, but there is a part where we get physical.
Okay.
So anyway, I'm in reaction mode the whole time, and another performer whose name is Ron Smith, very sumptuous, Dr. Watson,
There's that word again, sumptuous.
Sumptuous, yes, that's
Sumptuous.
me. Sumptuous
That's
sentence, yes.
I heard that in the show too. That word.
Yes.
Did you do it on purpose?
Yes, we did it on purpose.
I knew it.
But I don't remember.
that word
I don't
was
know
in
where
there.
it came. I don't know where it came up, but I know someone said,
Sorry.
"Yeah, I added sumptuous."
Sorry, I went back to the show because the word sumptuous was in it, and I was like, oh, he did it for me.
So anyway, it was just this
Sorry.
really glancing thing. I just got a glancing blow, and then
Okay.
since I'm reacting, I just fall. And I lay there, and I taste copper in my mouth, and I hear, "Oh my God, he's bleeding to death. We gotta call 911."
Oh,
And
wow.
then the first thought of my mind is, "Shut up, finish the scene." So,
Okay.
so I went to the bathroom, and there's blood all over my face. I mean, it was really bad. I think I had some ibuprofen, so my blood was even thinner. But
Wow.
it looked terrible. But I have blood stains on the rehearsal space, so I can actually say that I have shed blood and tears for Sherlock
I'm
Holmes.
sure you did.
And
Yes.
sweat too.
Yes,
Right,
and-
like some sweat.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
That's the one I always heard was
Nasty.
blood, sweat, and
Nasty.
tears.
Yes, definitely blood, sweat, and tears in the role you did. It was
I
awesome.
I have 5 layers of clothes when I'm on stage, and I sweat through every single one of them. So it doesn't matter how much.
Wow.
They're all wet.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah, that's a fun time. Well, Lawrence, we really appreciate having you on here. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
We're going to cut away here just for a minute. Jay, I think you had another little interview this week.
I did. I had a cool interview, and it was all about
A cool or a Chloe?
It was a Chloe interview.
Yeah.
Yes. It was a Chloe interview. Yes. Since I brought the main stage LB here today, I thought maybe I'd bring a little Chloe in today about measuring Earth. That's what I said. Measuring Earth.
The Earth
The Earth.
or ground?
How do you measure the Earth?
How do you measure the Earth?
How do you measure the Earth? So I asked Chloe, and here's what she had to say.
How heavy the Earth is.
So what an astronaut needs to go out to space
No, but in a rocket ship,
in a rocket ship.
and they parachute right out of the
Like a space station or rocket ship?
rocket ship.
Okay,
They-
come out of a rocket ship with a parachute in space.
No, I mean,
Oh.
they pass right out, but first to get their safety, they need to attach a space ribbon to them.
They get a space ribbon attached to them before they go out of their rocket ship.
Yeah, so they don't float
They
away.
don't want to float away. Okay. And then what do they do? How do they measure the weight of the Earth?
They have a special space measuring stick.
A space measuring stick?
Yep.
Wow.
And they will measure how big that Earth is, and it could bend all around in a circle.
Okay.
And,
That's a pretty big measuring stick. Yeah.
big one. They press huge measuring stick button, and out comes inside the front
Wow.
the space measuring stick.
The space measuring stick. That sounds really cool.
Uh-huh.
So there you have it. So you have the space measuring stick, and that is the big craze that Chloe thinks is how you measure the Earth. So anyway,
Oh, the space measuring. As an engineer, I am thoroughly fascinated by this space measuring stick.
right, and apparently you get like a tether, a ribbon, and you connect it to the rocket ship, and you go out there with this huge measuring stick, and you measure the Earth, and that's how you do it from the mouth of Chloe.
How do you follow that? The level of cute plus, physics and math.
Well, here's how I follow it up. I was thinking to myself, here we are back on Earth, and I was stuck with the warm day and a lawnmower and having to cut my grass.
Oh God.
Yes.
Ugh.
So I was like, hey, Chloe, go measure the grass and tell me how many square feet of grass I have to go cut. And she had no idea what I was talking about. But that's how she got into this whole talk about measuring Earth. However, I wanted to do more research about lawn care. Do you know about lawn care? Anybody know about lawn care?
I know I don't like doing it.
It sucks.
It does suck. Matter of fact, I was looking at the yearly cost of what Americans spend on, taking care of the trees and shrubs and stuff like that. They spend, and this is a serious fact, this is what it says. The average cost of removing trees and shrubs costs yearly $666.
It's the devil!
It is yard work is from the devil.
So Damien is in charge. Damien, the Antichrist from The Omen, that film in the 70s.
Oh, right.
So he is in charge of cutting the lawns.
Right.
Well, obviously.
So it's so hot and so hot as hell. Yeah, I guess it works.
The lowest cost people spend is $150 a year, and then the high cost is $1,600. But the average is $666. Yeah, because it is hell. I don't like doing yard work. I'd rather pay somebody for it. But in all on, that's pretty much lawn care for you. How about you? I don't like lawn work. I hate it. I don't hate it. I really do hate
I
it.
had my first job out of high school was I worked on this buffalo farm that was owned by rich people.
Right.
I'm talking, this was their whatever 1,000 square foot vacation home with a 300 buffalo farm that had 12 full-time employees, and that's their vacation home.
Wow, that's crazy. Dude.
And what they enjoyed, they didn't like the way Virginia, the Department of Transportation or whatever it is in Virginia, they didn't like the way they maintained the roadside ditches for the 4 miles that their farm stretched.
Oh, wow, okay.
So the first summer I worked there, my job was essentially to just start on one end of the farm, and the roadside, it's an old train track, so the road is elevated about 12 feet, and then you have ditches off to about 20 feet on each side to the fence.
Oh, wow,
so
okay.
12 feet high, 20 feet wide on both sides.
That sucks.
I started on one end of the farm with just a weed eater.
Oh, man. You're killing me.
And
Seriously?
I spent it took me about 5 to 6 weeks
Ew.
to do the entire length.
So you got to do it again when you're done.
And then when you're done,
start all over
you just
again.
go back to the other end and start over.
That sucks.
And
No.
now, here's the thing. For parts of it, now we had the big, what's the big brand? Steel. We had the big,
Steel, yeah.
$400 Steel, heavy-duty, commercial-grade weed eaters with the big handlebars that extend out to the side that you hold like you're riding a motorcycle.
Right.
And I used these things, and they wouldn't even using the thick string, wouldn't cut some of the stuff in the roadside ditches.
Wow.
That's when I learned that they actually make a metal blade that just looks like a lawnmower blade on the end of a weed eater,
oh, wow.
and you swing this thing.
That's a good workout, man.
Oh, I was in shape at the time. All summer, just doing that.
So maybe that's a new diet thing.
Have you ever used a brush hog?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Where
What is
I
a
grew
brush?
up-
What is a brush hog? What is that?
So if you have a large tractor, I mean, just think of like a farm tractor, not your lawnmower, none of that
I'm
junk.
thinking brush hog. Okay.
Well, yeah, you're thinking a large tractor, right?
Got it. Well, okay.
Okay, so imagine a mowing deck that you put on the back of this lawnmower, or of this large tractor.
Okay.
This thing's 6 feet wide,
All right.
and so they make mowers for that, just like your lawnmower, and they make mowers that go down. Well, those mowers, those blades can get ruined easily, so you only want to use that on grass, on lawns, on fields that are just grass, whatever. Right. So out in the country, we have areas that we want to keep chopped down near our house that is just like a hillside that is brush, that is trees 2 inches around, that is whatever, just heavy stuff that
Sounds
you would have
awful.
to take a machete or an axe.
Right.
Well, a brush hog has a big, thick blade on it, and it's just like a mowing deck that goes on the back of a tractor, and it's 6 feet wide of just tear the hillside up.
Wow.
It cuts everything in its path. It doesn't leave a very pretty sight. It's not good looking.
It's like the devil comes down and just rips your yard apart.
Imagine if a tornado went through, like, you know how you see when there's the big, like, 3-foot diameter trees and a tornado goes through and everything's just leveled?
Yeah.
That's what a brush hog looks like on a smaller scale.
Wow.
And yeah, I've brush hogged so much time in my life.
When I was a kid growing up in California, we don't have the lawns like we do here in lovely West Virginia.
No brush hogs.
No need for brush hogs in California. When I was growing up, in order to make money, we actually, me and my best friend across the street, Mark, we used to have our own company called Job Busters, because Ghostbusters, the movie original in '84, had came out. Yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah.
So we were called Job Busters, and we would go to neighbors' houses and cut their grass, pull their weeds, and all that stuff. And whenever we hit a house that said we want to do weed service, we wouldn't have a brush hog. We actually went out there and pulled weeds. And if you were somebody who had a yard full of weeds, we just never went back to your house. So we weren't about pulling weeds.
You wanted to make money, but not that bad.
Right. We were more about wanting to wash your car and cut the grass than pull weeds. So
Smart man.
I wish I had a brush hog for some of those weed jobs.
I have an entire backyard that is nothing but weeds. You want to recap that position?
Never.
I have a little bit of money in my wallet. I'll bring you over.
No, never. Not at my age. No, sir. No, not in this heat. My goodness.
Oh, lawn care. Growing up in Monroe County, it's just far. It's a big county that is. I mean, it's area wise, it's large,
Right.
and there's not many people there.
Not many people.
Like the county has a little under 15,000.
Everybody talks about counties. Like, it's the South when you say, I am from Monroe County, instead of, I am from Dunbar.
Well,
Oh, right.
Why do people do that?
Because there's nothing there.
Because nobody lives
Like,
there.
I don't live in a town.
Yeah, but you say, well, who are you from? I'm from the entire county. That makes no sense at all.
I'm
though.
from Waiteville, West Virginia.
Some people don't leave the county. That's all they know their whole life is the county.
Yeah.
I know that, but it still makes no
So
sense.
here's a couple fun facts about Monroe County for you, though.
That's all they know.
Monroe.
Our entire county
Yep.
does not have a single stoplight.
It doesn't?
No. Our entire county doesn't have a road over 2 lanes. Our entire county doesn't have a single fast food restaurant.
Wow.
Well, that's
so,
good.
So let me tell you this. So we came in here earlier today, and you said you want to do the town of the week.
Yeah, and that's
you're
where
gonna
I'm going. Yeah.
Okay.
We're
and
talking.
that's-
We're talking about Monroe County.
Wait. But you're talking about there's not like one fast food place?
Not a
There's
single.
not a stoplight.
No.
And this is the town of the week.
Yes, this
Tell
is
me
the
about
town
it.
of the week.
Tell me about it.
Union, West Virginia is our
Where?
town of the week.
In Monroe County.
Union is right in the dead center. I mean, it's right. A lot of people consider it used to have 2 high schools. The county did. There was the Union end and the Peterstown end.
Okay.
But honestly, the Union end is right in the middle. It's not an end. It's Union, right? It's the county seat.
Right.
Huge city. The town of Union.
Sounds
Population
like it.
of all of 565.
565. That's the
It's
latest stat from 2010.
the-
565.
The town it's not even a half mile big. Like, it's one of those you blink and you miss it.
Okay.
But I grew up there. I went to elementary school in Gap Mills. They shut down that school and they built Union Elementary and Middle School. So I went to school there for 4th grade to 8th grade. Most of my friends are from there. I played football first time ever for the Union Bulldogs, a little
Wow.
league football team there, where we
So who'd you guys play football against? I mean,
I've
Peters-
heard of them. I've heard of the Union.
really?
Yeah.
we
yeah.
we played
Okay.
against the Peterstown Pirates was our
Okay.
rival, Cross County.
So you guys, you basically played your brother or your sister? in
Yes,
football.
basically. And then but we played like Princeton, Bluefield.
Okay.
I think Narrows, Virginia had a team. I mean, we're right down there on the state
Those are
line.
some serious dudes. Princeton, Bluefield, that's some serious football.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Well,
Oh,
Well,
yes.
our little
so Union got squashed.
in Little League, yes.
Oh, okay.
Union
They
and
had a little league too. Okay.
in high school, when you converge and you combine Peterstown and Union, there's quite a few people that actually we have a football history.
okay.
What's funny now, single A, Union and Peterstown were single A. Union High School had some really good players come through there. We had some college and I think a couple pro athletes. Now
Really?
on the Peterstown end, the one that most people know around this area is he was my high school football coach, Steve Newberry.
Okay.
He's WVU's all-time interceptions leader,
really.
and
So there is some
There
talent
you go.
coming out of Union.
and they won
Or Monroe County,
I think
I should say.
Peterstown won a few state championships in football, and Union did too.
Wow.
Now James Monroe.
I'm actually surprised.
James Monroe, when they combined the high schools, that's where I went. Our big sport was women's basketball for a while when I was in high school. And right before I was there, they started, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Now it's clear you were the center of the women's
yes.
basketball.
No, I wasn't good enough to play for them.
Oh wow. Where did you
We
get up
started.
with that,
I'm recalling from memory here, so
Okay.
I might be a little off, but I'm believing we started 5 freshman girls, or we played 5 freshman girls for that team, and they won the state championship.
That's
and the
impressive.
3 that followed.
Wow, that's pretty
That
good.
is-
And they all 5. That was phenomenal. I remember the first time I ever came to Charleston was because we rode a bus up here to watch the state championship in Charleston
At the Civic Center?
at the Civic Center.
Oh, boy.
And
Yeah.
on our football team, James Monroe in Monroe County, they had, if I'm not mistaken, over about a decade, we had 5 undefeated seasons,
Really?
but never a state championship. And then the year after I left, I think they went 9-1, got to the state championship and lost.
Oh,
So,
wow.
but Union has some cool little places.
Okay.
Namely the courthouse, and there's a historic statue in front of the courthouse. That's really cool. And actually, you have a fact or two about Union that you'd
I don't even know this word.
Oh, the Rehoboth Church.
Yeah, the Rehoboth Church.
It's the oldest Methodist church in West Virginia.
It is.
Yeah, it's
It's also it's listed, the Union Historical District. It's actually listed in 1990 as a National Register of Historical Places.
yeah.
So it's a
Union's
pretty cool
old.
town.
That's
Union's pretty old.
important.
Yeah, Union's
yeah.
old.
And RHP.
Yeah, it's really a cool little place. And And the place that I always have to tell everyone that I just love, the Calico Kitchen.
Calico Kitchen.
Is that on the register of historic places?
No, it's
It
not. It's not a
should be.
historical
Okay.
place. It's
Okay.
not a
Lee's
historical
been
place.
there.
50 years. You got to be 50 years before you hit historic.
I don't think they've been there 50 years.
Okay.
They may have been. I don't know the history of Calico. I don't really know much about the Calico. What I
Okay.
do know is they have the best hot dogs you'll ever have.
Hot dogs.
Of course, it's coming back. I can remember getting
thing.
hot dogs and
Yay.
onion rings there. And then just outside of town, I go to Sheila's, and she was my barber slash
Girlfriend.
babysitter. And she had some
Girlfriend.
delicious food.
so she's your
That
sister.
was yeah.
Really?
They had a
Delicious
restaurant. They had a
I
restaurant
see.
next door, Sheila's restaurant. That was just incredible.
I like to go to
Man.
her kitchen.
Okay, I grew up with
Yes.
Sheila. You're not allowed to make that joke. We're
sorry.
stopping that topic right there. It's different when I don't know people.
Aw.
It doesn't bother me at all.
Right.
But so Union actually though, back in the 50s, Union got up to a pretty good sized town. It's just like the rest of West Virginia. It grew
Yeah.
and now it's shrinking.
About 1,300 people were living there at the time.
Yeah, and then in the 50s, yeah, that's so like when my dad was born, there was over 1,000 people there in the 60s.
Yeah.
But yeah, Union is our town of the week. It's,
That's it, man.
It's a fun place.
Town of the week, yes.
Something they don't have there that we're going to wrap up our show with a short little conversation here.
Sure. Let's wrap it up. What do we got?
I got stuck in a traffic jam the other day.
Oh.
No.
Traffic jams.
Tractor and
I'm
trailer.
from California, the
No.
capital of traffic jams.
Yeah.
But you got a real traffic jam?
This was on 64 East.
No.
And,
No. Oh my God.
I hate both of you.
My
just for the
heart.
record.
My heart.
So
Oh.
usually, so here's what happens. I live in Charleston, work in Nitro.
Right.
The traffic goes the other way. The people drive into Charleston, and in the evening they're driving out of Charleston. Those are the parts that you always see the wrecks, you always see backed
That's
up.
usually what happens when you go home.
I always avoid that because I'm going the opposite direction. I'm always laughing at the people as I drive by their
Aha.
horrible traffic.
That's mean.
So
Yeah.
tractor and trailer got turned sideways on the interstate, blocked everything. I sat there for an hour and a half.
Hour and a half? Really? That long?
Just I'm talking,
Wow.
put my car in park, prop my feet up, laid back,
Took
and
a
just
little
laid
nap.
there for
That
a
is
while.
called karma. You were
Yeah.
making fun of all those people, and now you got it.
And here was my question. I was wondering, I wonder how many people in that traffic jam, first of all, were playing Pokemon Go.
And were they all
Oh
walking
my
on the freeway?
gosh.
There were a few
Oh.
people out walking around, yeah, stretching their legs. I saw a guy just step out and just pee on the side of the interstate.
Well, I can understand peeing on the
Yeah.
interstate, but wouldn't
Yeah,
you think
they're
that'd be kind of weird if
We
they
had-
stuck some Pokemon out there in the middle of the freeway? I mean, wouldn't that be kind of weird if you're driving 70 miles an hour and there really was a Pokemon thing? Pikachu was sitting out there on the freeway and you're like, quickly, brake! Let me
Law
go get that
enforcement.
Pikachu.
Law enforcement actually have signs now that says "Don't play and drive."
Don't play.
No,
drive.
seriously, there were people out in front
Yeah.
of the theater. They're all over the place. It's my wife wants to play it. We don't have a smartphone, so I have to find the best plan
So you're all,
to
thank
get said
God.
Pokemon Go. Yeah, it's all over the place. And during the show, do not text and drive. Do not.
Yeah.
And we actually added a do not play Pokemon Go, or we will take your phone and go away.
So we'll
yes.
take your phone and eat it.
During the traffic jam,
Turn it into a hot
God.
dog and put mustard on it. Sorry. what?
one of the worst things during a traffic jam is when someone, I guess they just squeeze up traffic a little bit, they pull forward an inch forward, and by the time you're 2 miles back, you get to move 20 feet.
That's it.
You put your car out of park, you get all excited, you start to drive, just to stop again.
Lies.
That's awesome.
False hope.
I went through all the steps of, I think it's recovery during this traffic jam.
Okay.
Like at first I was in disbelief.
Yeah,
I
it
just didn't
happens.
think there. I was like, I'm not gonna be sitting here that long, whatever. I didn't even put my car in park, just held the brake.
That is what comes with the
And then,
flavor.
and then the next step, acceptance. Okay,
Oh.
I'm
Did
gonna be
you
here a little bit.
Did you cry?
I did not cry.
You just
Okay.
had a little bit of a tear? Or were you thinking, oh, now's a good time for a
Well,
nap?
so the acceptance then went to anger.
Oh,
I was just
okay.
like, what happened? What's going
Now,
on?
hold on. How long did it take you to get there? Did it take an hour, half hour, 20 minutes, 10 minutes?
3 minutes.
3 minutes. Took you that long to get to the, I'm
My
really
mind
angry.
works quickly.
Okay.
And then I went into from the anger to well, I hope everyone's okay.
Of course.
And then back to not caring if everyone is okay for a fleeting minute because I was just mad I was sitting there.
Right.
And then,
And then
you know,
you had to go pee and you were the
Did
guy.
you
then
play Pokemon Go?
I did not.
Okay.
But he had to go pee.
Then I started questioning life and just everything in mind.
Where
and
can
then-
I find a hot dog? Where
Yeah.
right now can I find a hot
Then
dog?
I started to get the defeated feeling. I'm like, I'm never going anywhere ever again.
Right.
And it was killing me. And then finally, the car got to go and drive,
Yes.
and I got to go home.
And you were getting a hot dog.
Hallelujah.
Speaking of going home,
Yes.
I'm about to get out of this hot booth and go get a hot dog and go home.
Sounds great. Don't still get caught in a traffic jam.
All right, guys, avoid those traffic jams. Lawrence, great having you, man.
Thank you.
Let's
I
get
really
you back on
I
here.
really appreciate you being back. I love it.
All right, guys, let's. Well, you all have a great week. It's been nice talking to you.
Don't do meth.
Don't do meth. Talk to y'all next week.
Have a hot dog.
Ah.